It is a mistake that haunts every RX-8 owner. Whether you worked on the solenoids on the upper intake or you worked on the fuel injectors, either the 6 injectors for the 6 port or the 4 injectors on an automatic 4 port. If you put back everything in the engine and plug all of the fuel injectors and solenoids only to find out that your engine now runs like a lawnmower or doesn't turn over at all, you're not alone. If you're watching this video, you already probably in this situation now, where you've realized after you've taken the engine apart that all the 4 connectors to the fuel injectors are exactly the same. Mazda had some sort of a colored tape system where all of these injectors have a colored tape around them, and that was to help the assembly technicians to put their engine wiring harness onto the correct injectors during the manufacturing process. Over the years, these tape tend to fall off, or sometimes you never even know that there was a tape there. Today, I'm going to demonstrate to you a very simple process of tracing back your fuel injector wires to the ECU. This process involves a simple multimeter with a resistance mode that you can use to trace the wires back to the injectors. Not only that, I'm going to show you how you can check that your electrical connectors to the fuel injectors are working well as you're assembling the engine. This will save you a lot of time and heartache later on. So if you're at this step, or if you're wondering why your engine is not running right after the rebuild, then follow this procedure and you might be able to solve this problem easily. Welcome to my Rotary Life Garage, and I hope you find this video useful. Let's dive in. So the first thing I'm going to do is this is a 4-port, unfortunately. However, as you know, the 4-port engine has 2 less primary fuel injectors. So I think you can find this online, and this one has actual colors and the color coding. If you're one of the ones like me wondering what L is, the L stands for blue. So, and when it's used in conjunction with others, it's LG, that's light green. But for example, WL is white and blue wire. Now, the first thing to do is, good news is all of your injectors will have this common wire, the white and blue. So we're going to look at that. And then, so if you're a 4-port engine, you're going to have 4 of the yellow injectors, I believe, and they are going to be 4 of your primaries. So if you look at here, it says front primary 1, uh, rear primary 1, and then here's your front primary 2 and rear primary 2. And then you're going to have 2 reds. And these 2 secondary ones come into play when you are at a higher RPM and you need more fuel. And the thing is, all of this goes to the engine control unit in that black box over there. So usually it's in there, right? For sake of convenience and trying to get the engine out, what I've done is I've taken the whole umbilicus and moved it on this way. Because the way I took the engine out, I didn't want to get the wires disconnected all the way from my automatic transmission back there. And because this is a single harness, I just simply took the whole harness, the spider, and stuck it on the side and took the engine out. So that's what I did. But if you take the wires out, maybe it'll be easier. I haven't. Simply put, this wire comes off the backside of the spider, and there's only one injector wire on this. These are for the solenoids, the 3 air solenoids that go in the back on the intake. This one comes off of the that harness, and so this is your rear secondary plug. I had to change this plug, so I basically got it replaced. I took these out and put that back in. And then for your other 3 injectors, they come from this side of the harness, and it's basically towards the front. So you can see this is the back and this is the front of the harness, and the wires are coming out from this side. So the way I've done it is these 2 are my primary reds for the front and rear, and then this is my secondary front, and this was my secondary rear. Now, what you're going to find is each of these injectors are going to have one common line, which is this white and blue line that is common for everybody. You can see a white and blue line here. You can see the white and blue line here. You can see clearly the white and blue line here, as well as the white and blue line here. Okay, so all four injectors going to have the same white and blue line, and as I was mentioning before, that is this white and blue line that goes into the main relay. So I was able to trace it back to the main relay, and the easiest way to do it is basically take your multimeter, put it on the resistance mode, the horseshoe mode, and trace the right wire. So the three connectors that go into that main area are these three connectors right here, and the blue wire, the main common wire that comes in, is on this big harness right here, at least in the 4-port, and it goes into the connector at the very end, and the first thing right here. So I'm just going to show you. I'll take the needle off of this. I'm going to put that needle in here. And using the needle, this is a Harbor Freight kit. It's cheap. It's easy to get. It's not much expense. Do that because you don't want to shove the large tips in there and then ruin your connectors. So now, for the sake of convenience, we'll just use this guy up here. I'm going to take this guy and put him in the common. When you put that in the blue and the white wire traced from here, you can see that the resistance is near zero, and we are up here in the harness. So that means our common is well connected. Just make sure you test them all out, and you're going to trace your ground there, and you can see that's near zero. That resistance is from the wire traveling through the whole thing. And again, the same thing with this third guy here. I can't really tell which one's what, but I'm just gonna go with my guess here. So this guy, same thing here again, and then the last guy down here, there it is. Again, there's your near zero. So those wires, at least the common, we tested them out, and those are the 4 wires that come to the main hub, to the control unit up here. So we've traced our common. So this common, the white and blue, has been traced to all 4 of my connectors. Now I'm going to find the light green with a red, light green with a black, green with red, and blue with black. So we're going to start with the light green and red, which is my front primary fuel injector, and I found it on the smaller connectors, one of the 2 small ones, and it's the 5th one from this side. So there it is. I don't know if you can see it, but that's the red with the light green, and that's why I have it stuck in the 5th. So you can just count the wires and then come back and count the number of holes and then put it in. Be careful when you do this because you don't want to ruin any of your connection points in there. Now that I know it's the primary front, then I can go here, and yes, I have labeled them, but these are my primaries. This is rear, and here's my primary front. Get back on the horseshoe mode, and we're looking for this guy who's the rear, and we're going to just stick this guy in here and look for the reading. Again, you can see that we are very small resistance. So that means we have traced 2 out of the 4. And then because the rear secondaries are split between the harness, it's always best to check which is the front, which is the back. And so I have, I just put the name of my injectors are blue for the secondaries, and because I only have the 2 of them, and so mine looks like this injector right here. Mine are blue. I haven't cleaned this one yet. And so because these two split like that, we also want to make sure that we trace these wires out. So let's make sure that as well. So I'm going to go find the wires for the front, and this one here is a red with a blue. And let's look and see. The front secondary is a, I guess that was not blue, it's a green. So here's the green red and then the blue black. So this was the front secondary. So let's find out those wires. So it just so happens that it is right next to that one. And again, I mean, if you're interested, there is more information on the other sheet. This one is from the Mazda factory manual, and you can actually see the connectors and how those some of the injector wires are right next to each other. So where I was looking for the, what are we looking for again? We're looking for green and red. So we're looking for the green and red right here, which is the injector front secondary, right? So here the green and red is the next one right there. So in this connector, we're just stepping to the next step. This, we're going to check the green and red. Right there. And that traces to our wire there. Only one left now, and that should not be a problem because you've traced all three, so you don't really need to trace the fourth one, but just for completeness, if you want to do it, we will try to do it. I'm going to try to get these wires held up here, and I'm going to try to get this guy pre-inserted in here. Okay, like that. A bit of a precarious setup, sorry about that. I am just going to try to do my best, have it set up, and then we're going to come back here, and I believe the last one in the line is that blue and black. So I found the trace. This wire right here, and you can see it's zeroed out. So the wire just came off of the new connector. I'm going to try to figure out how to fix that. I had to change it because that got boogered when I was taking it out. But hopefully this helps you guys a bit. I know I was looking for this for a while, and then I had to just read the schematics and figure out where the wires and how to trace it, and just make sure those connectors are correct, because I don't want to put the engine together and then suspect that there's something wrong with how I put it back together, and that's why it's not functioning. If the injectors are reversed, obviously you'll dump more gas, or the secondaries only come on when at the higher RPM. They need to be connected to the right place. They have different volumes of fuel that they punch out. So now I'm checking make sure that electrically it's connected all the way to the ECU. I just plugged that one in to the actual injector. I just want to make sure we have a solid electrical connection. So that's what I'm doing now. See if I can set this up here. That'll stay at an angle. Yep, so you can see this. Right, so now we know for a fact that this connector is good, that we have a good electrical contact between the fuel injector and the line here, right? So we're going to do the same with the next one now, and check each of them, because it's a critical system. I want to make sure that we are getting proper electrical contact, and then measuring the resistance, which basically tells you that now it's measuring the resistance at the fuel injector. All right, so next wire is the rear primary. This is black and light green. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a red injector in here just to test the electrical connection. And here we are.
we're getting resistance 1340 ohms. Now this was one of the worst wires to come out. It's difficult. Okay, so now I'm gonna go put that in, and you all can keep an eye on this. See if we start getting the readings there. Just have to figure out what is the best way to get to that. Removing it was quite the exercise. Hopefully putting it back on doesn't have to be that hard. There you go. You see it, guys? 13 good electrical connection, and we're in the right place. And that's how we're tracing it, one thing at a time, because I don't want to dismantle this just because the injectors are not working electrically. So that's why we're tracing each wire and making sure there's a good connection. Now, this is the one I'm worried about, because this is the one I have boogered quite a bit, and I had to replace the connector. This has been put together, Mickey Mouse together, and that's our secondary blue rear, and that has the black and blue line. Black and blue. All right, here we go. First and the only time that I stepped inside the bay this way on this car. Did spend plenty of hours on this guy's 7.3 in the engine bay. Okay, so same thing again. Trace the wire. Now we should see. Let's check it with our injector. That's out in our hands. Make sure there's connectivity. Here's your resistance value. Hopefully it's to 13-14 ohms, just like yep. And now that means that wire is right. Now we're gonna go back and put it on the injector. You all watch this number, and I'll go put that in. All right, so here we go. Now remember, this is the only part of the harness that has the 3 solenoid connectors, but also one single the fuel injector connector. There we go. Hopefully it's 13 ohms. 14 ohms, 13.9, 14.0. Bingo! Yeah? One more injector to go. Alright, now again, take your old injector if you have one. Connect it to the wire there. See what the reading is. 14 ohms, just like we've been getting before. Yep. So that wire is good. Let's plug it in. So now that number changed to 14, and that is, oh sorry, you got a glare on this 14 right here. Sorry about that. All right, that means all our 4 injectors are going to be connected at least to the ECU through the wires. Now remember, I used these very sharp needle probes, and pick one up at Harbor for cheap. They don't ruin the pin connectors. You don't push them in too far, just lightly in there just to make enough contact, and check everything electrically.